everyone. Now we will see biometric recognition tools and technologies. We can see here the applications of biometrics. Nowadays, people are moving more and more towards the internet, and using internet has become a practice, and we all have become digital people, isn't it? So we are using biometric in all the places, like as we can see here, in government offices, banking, education, healthcare, so and so. And hence recognizing a people digitally has become very important. And we need a system which can accurately do this job, right? So remotely recognize a people is very important, and biometrics is the answer for that. Let's have a quick look at the outline. I'll be speaking meaning of biometrics, different traits of biometrics, why biometrics, working of biometric system, security issues, challenges, and research avenues. Okay, what is biometrics? Fine. It is recognizing a person using his or her physiological or behavioral characteristics. Okay. If it is made up of two words, bios and metrics. Bios means it is related to a person's say life, biological features, or physiological features, or behavioral characteristics. Metrics is measuring them. So it is the recognition by measuring the biological features or physiological features of a person. That is biometrics. See, there is ample of research in computer vision, pattern recognition, machine learning, etc. And hence, we have so many biometric traits. We have face biometrics, iris, you can see here in the slide, fingerprint, hand geometry, so and so, with even including the patterns of the ear. These are all called physiological or biological biometrics. We have behavioral biometrics. Means, see the first photo. People are recognized by their walking style, how they put their head while walking, how they put their hands while walking, etc. That is gesture or gait. You recognize the voice patterns. Recognize a person by his signature, very old means of biometrics. Handwriting. Recognize a person by the means of keystroke dynamics, how he uses the keyboard. Okay, these are all behavioral biometrics. So there are a number of biometric traits or modalities. So it's depending on the application. You can choose the right one, whichever your application demands. So the question comes, why biometrics? Okay. Since we have classical methods of recognition, see, name and address is already there. You have identity cards, credit cards, debit cards. You have unique identity numbers like Aadhaar number, it's called personal identity number, PIN also. And you have user IDs and passwords. So we have all these classical methods which are working well. Then why biometrics? See, when you are using cards, the cards may be easily forged, or you might have lost the card, isn't it? You may forget to take your card while going outside. There are so many problems. You can see this, Sita and Geeta are fighting here. So the information in the card may be outdated. Your signatures may not match. There are so many problems with the cards. Similarly, passwords. Okay, if your password is too small and easy to remember, you have the threat of this hacking, isn't it? If it is very complicated, difficult one, you may yourself forget that. You may not recall it. Okay, and sometimes because of that, your access may be denied. So here I have listed out some points about the advantages of biometrics. Why biometrics? It is convenient because I need not have to carry it, isn't it? I need not have to remember that, put it in the purse while every time going out. It is fast. I need not have to recall it from my memory, and I need not have to search the bag, okay, for the cards. It cannot be lost or forgotten. Means, as we suppose we are using keys, whenever we go out, we have seen many people who always forget to take their keys, isn't it? Always the key is lost or something like that. So that is not the case with biometrics, and biometrics is the best tool for such people. Okay. It's difficult to forge or make duplicate copies. Key, you can make a number of duplicate copies, not the case with your hand, isn't it? You cannot make duplicate copy of it very easily. And difficult to forge, I don't say it is impossible to forge. People always do mischiefs, but it is not so easy to do this. You cannot do a machine easily. Okay. Covert recognition means you can identify a person without asking him, isn't it? You need not have to go and ask his identity. You can take his picture, maybe a CCTV camera may take the picture, and you can recognize by his face, gesture, etc. Safe and secure. There is a debate on this. In fact, compared to the other methods like iCard, password and all, biometric recognition is safer and secured and most reliable one in these days. Easy to maintain a global database. That I'll tell you now. How this technology is done, biometric technology. So ultimately biometric data is stored as an array of real numbers, maybe a d-dimensional array of real numbers, or a matrix of zeros and ones. So it will not take much space in the memory. So it is easy to maintain a huge database. Okay. Individual identification is possible. See, in case of Aadhaar card, we have the biometric information of each and every person in India. So it is easy to find out any person using the details of biometrics. Okay. Well, how does a biometric system work? For any biometric system, there are 4 steps. First one is image acquisition, pre-processing or segmentation, feature extraction, pattern matching. Okay, let me see one by one. Image acquisition. You can see here it's a method of the step of collecting the biometric information, maybe capturing the image. It may be face or fingerprint or your iris, or taking a video. And here you need a sophisticated camera. You need a special camera for that most of the times. You can see here this is the most known device in Karnataka, because most of the government offices and government institutions using this device. Even you can take the pictures using your mobile camera. Only thing is you need some software in your mobile camera for that. Okay. Pre-processing or segmentation. Every time the image biometric data captured, the obtained may not be of very good quality. For example, when an image is taken, when a face image is taken in unconstrained imaging, unconstrained means people are not cooperative with you while taking the image. In such cases, the image is a degraded image. Okay, it may be occluded, or there may be a bad illumination, or there may be a light reflection, and so many things. And then we need to process the data. We need to segment the data properly. Okay, it may be done by smoothing, by enhancing, or by clustering, etc. See here, this is the face image which has been clustered after the image has been taken. Here it's a fingerprint which is enhanced. Okay, and when it is an iris image, this you have segmented only the iris part of it for the next process. So these many things are done. There are so many other parts also is done in the pre-processing. Feature extraction. People normally think when face biometric is considered, the two faces are directly compared, or if it is fingerprints, two fingerprint images are directly compared. No, it's not like that. When the image is captured, only after pre-processing, only the interesting points in this image, pre-processed image, is taken. Only the dominant features are considered. Even if it is a fingerprint, any iris, anything, only the dominant features are considered, and many filters are used to get the features like this. And these obtained features are represented maybe using histogram or an array of real numbers, d-dimensional array of real numbers, or a matrix of zeros and ones. This is called a feature vector. So from the input image, after pre-processing, a feature vector is created. Next, pattern matching. This feature vector created in our biometrics, in our case it is called biometric template. Consider two biometric templates like this, A and B. Okay. These two templates are given to a pattern matching or template matching algorithm. Okay. And this algorithm will compare the two templates and will give a score that is called match score. It may be a similarity measure or it may be a dissimilarity measure. And this match score is used for decision making. Okay, what type of decision making? There are two types of biometric systems. One is authentication or verification system. Here a person comes and claims that he is XYZ. Okay, and his pattern is taken. The pattern will be unknown. Biometric pattern will be unknown. The biometric recognition system compares this because he claims he is XYZ. So the comparison is done only with the database of XYZ, only with the stored templates of XYZ. If the match is found, his claim is accepted, otherwise his claim is rejected. And second type is identification system. In this case, the person comes and he will not claim anything. He is an unknown person. He will not say I am XYZ. So biometric system has to find out who he is. Okay. So the system will search the whole database for the match, and if the match is found, he is identified, and if the match is not found, he is not identified. Okay. This is the difference between authentication and identification system. Authentication, person comes and claims and his data is searched and his template is matched by searching the specific database. Whereas in identification, person will not claim who he is, his identity is not revealed, but the system searches the whole database and his identity is fine. His identity is, whether he is identified or not, is the job of identification system. There are phases in the working of biometrics. First one is enrollment phase. In case of in this phase, user will enter his name or PIN along with his biometric information. Okay, this biometric information is converted into biometric template and is stored along with the name. So this phase is called as enrollment phase. So in authentication, as I have already told you, person comes and claims, so he enters his name along with the biometric information. Okay, so the match is done only with his database. And in case of identification, the person enters only biometric data and he is not entering any PIN or name. So it is a job of the system to find out whether his data is stored in database and what are the details. Okay. Evaluation of biometric system. I quickly go through this. It is done using the two major. This is an evaluation of authentication system done using two major scores. Genuine score is the score between the two eyes of the same person, and imposter score is the score between the eyes of two different persons. And using the distributions of the genuine scores and imposter scores, the biometric system is evaluated. Okay, let us discuss security issues and challenges in biometrics. The first one is improper use of biometric information. So if this information is stolen or someone who is not authorized is having the information, then it may be used for some other purpose. Okay, for that we have cancelable biometrics. Cancelable biometrics means when a face image is taken and its biometric template is created, you cannot use that template to recreate the face back. That means face cannot be constructed using the template. And if that template is stolen, then that template can be cancelled, and from the same face image you can create one more template with the different parameters. So this is called cancelable biometrics. Individuals' privacy may be denied. So because using biometrics you can identify the person who is already registered. So he cannot say no, isn't it? So individual privacy might be denied, and this may not be appreciated by many people. Imprecise enrollment. During the enrollment stage, suppose proper enrollment is not done, maybe entering the PIN wrong, or a wrong person's biometric template is associated with another person. So, this is another challenge of biometric recognition. Choice of biometric modality, correct. So there are several traits for several biometric modalities. So which one has to be chosen? Which one is the better? Because fingerprint is supposed to be the best one, but people may not like to touch the devices, isn't it? People, that too during the pandemic disease, COVID stay, people are not interested. People never touch the uh, biometric device. And if you consider face and iris, okay, fine, there's, you can capture the face and capture the face image, capture the iris without touching the biometric device. But in case of unconstrained environment, these two may not give the accurate recognition. Okay, the solution for that is a multimodal biometrics. So I have listed some of the research avenues here. Multimodal biometrics is combining or fusing more than one biometric templates together, or more than one biometric features together are combined to create a biometric template. Similarly, there is a scope for research in smartphone biometrics. There is a scope for capturing the image in biometrics and also checking that recognizing the person using mobile phones. So the research has to be done in that area also, and especially spoofing attacks in biometrics. So our young students our young researchers can take these topics and then start researching in this field. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention.